On this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're getting back into Reddit stories about Christmas. Let's go. Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan.
And I'm Brendan.
And we're getting back into Reddit stories.
We are. It's been a little while.
Doing it again?
Back at it again with the Reddit stories.
I love it. I love Reddit stories.
They're pretty fun, right?
I personally, I know at the beginning it's rough, but we are learning to read a little bit.
A little bit.
And we're learning that my eyes aren't as good as I thought when they're on my phone, right? So I can see like a stop sign like 40 miles away because I got eagle eyes, right?
You got the fancy robot eyes.
But the glare from my phone, my eyes don't like that.
Yeah, the sun was in your eyes and
the sun was in my eyes. I got a little bit of dust.
It was dusty. There was a fog.
But no, since I got my LASIK,
yeah.
Like, I don't do well with
lights.
eyes.
Yeah. No, I get that. I have astigmatism, so I don't do well with lights.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't drive at night.
Yeah. Driving at night is really rough for me.
It's all stars. You're like, I'm in space.
Yeah.
Or danger.
Yeah, it's the only downfall about the LASIK is bright lights, not your friend.
Yeah. And we got plenty of them in here.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah. I'm struggling to stay awake right now. That didn't help.
Stay awake.
It didn't help.
Stay awake.
Stop. You're just hurting me.
Stay awake.
So I think it's really funny. We're gonna tell each other stories right now. I'm gonna fall asleep.
Don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Don't.
I'm gonna.
Don't.
I'm gonna.
Anyways, as you can see, friends, family, listeners, viewers, we're wearing our t-shirts today.
We're wearing fancy t-shirts.
We're wearing one of a kind.
Yes.
What's the word?
Limited?
Limited edition.
There you go.
BJ in the Morning 2024 Christmas shirts.
Yeah. Christmassy BJ in the Morning shirts.
And what's a funny fact about these shirts?
What's a funny fact about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We are going to be giving these shirts away.
Not these ones.
Well, these ones.
These ones are ours.
Unless you want it.
You have to pay extra.
If you want it.
No purchase necessary for the shirts giveaway.
Right. The giveaway, no purchase necessary. If you want our shirt.
You got to buy them off of our bodies. We're starting an OnlyFans.
$2.
$2?
Starting the bargain at $2.
We're starting the bids. $2. But yeah, these are the limited edition shirts that we are going to be giving away on episode 100. We're thinking we're going to start the giveaway, like the rules and like how you enter the giveaway. We're going to give you some extra time, right?
Yeah, we're going to do it we should probably do it tomorrow.
I think so. Let's start it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it right now.
Freaking do it.
So here's how it's gonna work. We're gonna have this open until the live show where we're gonna. Oh, have we announced that we're doing that?
No.
Shit. Should we?
Cat's out of the bag.
Should we cut it? Should we cut it and go back? For episode 100, our plan has been a live show. So we're gonna be going live on YouTube. Where you can tune in and interact with us, and we're going to be doing a couple hours of content. We're going to do a full episode with, anybody who's joining and like wanting to hang out. You'll get to participate sometimes. We'll be reading the chats and everything while we're doing the episode. There's going to be a couple other fun things that we throw in there that we're not 100% on how we're going to divide our time, and B, we want to make sure that we're doing stuff that makes sense to us. You know?
Yeah.
But we're gonna
The giveaway.
We're going to announce the winners of the giveaway on that episode, which is episode 100. When are we planning on doing that episode?
Sunday.
This Sunday?
Right.
This coming Sunday.
Yes.
This coming Sunday.
Is it not?
Is it?
Is it the following Sunday?
I don't remember.
Let's talk about that later.
Because this episode comes out on Friday.
Yeah.
And then Sunday?
That's only 2 days.
Yeah, that's only 2 days.
So
but the next week...
The following week.
We should know this by now. We had it all planned. But holiday season, is kind of crazy. So keep an eye out on our Instagram and our TikTok for the exact date, for the exact times, and again, it's going to be on YouTube. We might do something on TikTok live since last we checked, we had the capability of going live on TikTok. So keep an eye out for those announcements on our Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
For the giveaway, though, what are the rules of the giveaway, Juan?
Wherever you see the post, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Like this video is the post for YouTube. You can leave comments on Spotify even.
Sure.
Yeah.
Say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to be subscribed. Or following.
Yep.
On any of those platforms.
One or the other or all three.
And leave a comment that says "Jingle Our Bells."
Jingle our bells.
Jingle our bells. If it's in any other order or any other words, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
If it says "Jingle my bells,"
nope,
doesn't count.
Funny.
Jingle.
And if you ask nicely, we might jingle your bells.
Jingle our bells.
Yes, that's all you got to do.
Follow or subscribe. Comment. Jingle our bells.
Yeah. And, if you're over on Spotify, which has comments now, you can do it there. But also, while you're there, leave us a review.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jingle our bells, dude.
Jingle our bells, please.
Help us, because the reviews really help out on Spotify. And Apple.
Yapple.
Yapple. But, like I said, there's so much going on right now. I don't even know what day of the week it is.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
Yeah, the 11th.
You just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
This episode comes out on Friday, the 13th. Friday the 13th.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, it's been so crazy with the holidays coming and Christmas coming up. So we decided to jump over onto Reddit and find some crazy, hilarious,
maybe not so hilarious,
messed up Christmas stories.
Yeah.
So stories from Redditors of their messed up Christmases, whether it be funny or not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to read them and react to them.
Should we get into it?
Yeah. Do you want to start?
Do you want me to start?
You can.
I don't want you to fall asleep first.
You want me to fall asleep second?
Or third. Preferably not at all.
Preferably and wait till I get home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can stay here if you want.
I'm not going to work in the same clothes.
You got a shirt.
I'm not going to wear this shirt to work.
I got a shirt for you.
I'm not going to wear this shirt to work.
I got a shirt that'll fit you.
Yeah,
it's a maintenance shirt.
That big white shirt that you were trying to pawn off on me the other day.
No, not that one.
It's a 6XL.
I have another one. It's a. I almost said it. It's a work shirt.
Yeah.
But it'll fit you.
It's got a little name tag on it.
No, it doesn't.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's not the work shirt that I wear.
Damn it.
Anyways. But that's an option. All right. Okay, where are we? Reddit stories.
10 minutes in.
Okay. So these are bad Christmas stories. Most of them, right? Is there any heartfelt ones or any?
I didn't
ones,
specifically look for any happy ones. If they came up,
so these are really bad ones.
Yeah, these are really messed up Christmas stories.
So, Reddit question was, "What was your worst Christmas ever?" ? And this one, this account was deleted, but it was. Hey, guess what?
What?
11 years ago.
Wow.
All right. In 2008, I came down with the swine flu and had to wear a surgical mask. My deadbeat dad went to jail, and on Christmas morning, I found my beloved pet parakeet unalived on the bathroom of his on the bottom of his cage.
In the bathroom of his cage. He had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah. My neighbors looked out their back window on that day to see a sobbing 17-year-old in a pink bathrobe and a SARS mask saying a funeral for a dead bird.
Wow. Is that the whole story?
That was it.
That's messed up.
Well, it does say F that year.
Yeah.
F that year.
F that year.
It's funny how it says SARS mask.
Yeah.
And like now it would be a COVID mask.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Anyways.
That's a pretty messed up one.
There's a comment that says, "Sorry I laughed when you described what you were wearing."
Yeah, the pink robe.
All right. Which one's yours? That was the whole story.
That was the whole story. It was a short one, but I have a little bit of a longer one. I have a super long one. I'm going to try to save for last.
All right.
But this one is from, I think this this subreddit's pretty funny. It's r/AskAnAmerican. And someone just said, "Let's hear your funniest Christmas stories." So this is from 3 years ago, which is 2021. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's the post says, "It's been a tough year for all of us, so let's laugh a little." And this post comment on the thread is from Cup Be Empty from 3 years ago. My sister and I stayed up really late Christmas Eve. We removed all of our youngest brother's presents from under the tree and emptied his stocking. We stowed all the presents behind the couch, and we put all his stocking stuffers in a bag. He was 8. We meticulously wrapped and put bows on boxes to him. We filled them with charcoal briquettes and Q-tips. On Christmas morning, he got to go first because he was the youngest. He tore into his first box, and then his face just dropped. He went out of turn and ripped open present number 2, also coal and Q-tips. He ran into the other room where the stockings were and dumped his out, and it was a plastic bag filled with charcoal and Q-tips. He lost it. My parents had no idea what we had done. I think my dad was just ready to beat us for ruining Christmas. So my brother finally got it together, and we showed him where we stashed all his toys and where we put his stocking contents, and he was happy as hell after that. To this day, probably 25 years later, I still get called the Christmas Grinch by my whole family. Everyone conveniently forgets how complicit my sister was in this. Those presents didn't wrap themselves, and I suck at wrapping. That's a hilarious joke.
Funny.
It's a hilarious joke. Someone commented, "You're a terrible person, and I feel obligated to disown you. I wish I had thought of that." And then they commented back, the OP, and said, "Thankfully, my brother is a kind and forgiving soul. We were so close to being kicked out of the family that morning." Yeah, that's
great. That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work
for a prank. That's great.
Yeah, and then later in the posts, someone said, "Christmas wasn't ruined. The joy he had when he realized all his presents were just behind the couch kind of made up for it. When we revealed that we had put all his stocking stuffers in a bag, it made him happy. You better believe my sister and I were making apologies and got chewed out. Why do you think I still get called the Christmas Grinch to this day? This was 20 years ago, and he's my brother and my best friend. I think we overcame this ill-advised but hilarious prank."
Yeah. That's awesome.
Now we're just waiting to see if he claps back.
Ooh,
it's been 20 years.
When you least expect it.
When you least expect it, yep.
Alrighty then.
Have you ever done any pranks on Christmas or been pranked on Christmas? Fake presents, things like that?
I got a present that was a little tin can, and it said emergency underpants. You know? And because I spend a lot of time on the toilet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's healthy.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes there's a couple close calls and people feel obligated to. I don't remember who gave it to me. I think it was my parents.
It sounds like something they would do.
Yeah. And they gave me emergency underpants just in case.
Yeah. There was one year for Christmas. We came out into the living room and there was these huge boxes. And I'm saying like, I don't know, how tall you think that is? Like 4.5 feet?
Yeah.
3.5 feet, somewhere around there. They were huge boxes, like perfectly square, huge. And we tried to move them, and he couldn't move them. They were really heavy. And we're like, what could it be? You know, like you're like, this is crazy. And there was 2 of them, one for me, one for my sister. We're like, what could these boxes be? And you open the top, open the box, open the top of it. Inside, guess what? Another box.
Box inside a box,
Yeah.
inside a box, inside a box.
Can't lift that box. So you have to open it. Open the next box. Guess what?
Another box.
Another box. But the second box had bricks in it.
Oh.
Yeah. So their boxes are getting smaller. It's like a Russian doll. And you get down. You can see the bricks, so you can finally lift out some of the contents. And it gets down to a box probably about like 6 inches by like 3 inches or whatever. And it's a freaking iPod Nano. Like
nice.
One of the OG,
the thin ones,
like
like the thin long one,
the thin long one with the screen.
Yeah,
and they were all really bright colors.
Yeah.
So my dad had gotten us iPods that year and decided to put them in a huge box.
Sweet.
With bricks.
That's awesome.
It was a really funny joke. Going through all those boxes to get to the little one. I bet you at the time I was probably frustrated. I'm like, gosh, it never ends. But then getting an iPod, especially then, so sick. It was a great time. And I got a red one. You remember how like the red ones were like fancy? And he engraved them with our names on it.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick.
A couple years ago, I've never done any pranks on Christmas. Not that I can think of, to be honest. But this was just a couple years ago. And you know how much I work on Christmas?
Yeah.
So what am I trying to say? On Christmas morning, I'm opening my presents, and it's a box from work.
Yeah.
And then I open the next present, and it's another box from work.
Yeah, branded, everything like that.
And another one. And another one. And every single one of my Christmas gifts were wrapped in a box from work.
Nice.
And I was like, I don't want to see any of these. None of them.
None of them. It's pretty funny, though.
I guess so.
Oh, was it from your parents?
Yeah. It was from my mom did that.
Yeah. No, it's something she would do.
Yeah.
Just to remind you that you shouldn't be off right now.
What are you doing not at work?
What are you doing? But yeah, pranks like that, where they end nicely, they're wholesome like that, I think is pretty fun.
Yeah.
This one, swapping the gifts for literal coal and Q-tips for some reason, pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I hope the brother gets them back. It's been 3 years. There was no updates.
So. Maybe one day.
25 years.
Maybe one day. All right. Let's see here. All right.
You got it?
My next story is from _Silent Heart Song.
Is it from 11 years ago?
It was.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. The worst I can remember is when I was 10, when I wrote a letter to Santa asking him to help my mom quit smoking. Parentheses. I believe it was around when Dare started, in parentheses.
Makes sense. Dare kids.
My mom, of course, read the letter, and she took me aside and told me never to bring that up to her again. And that's how I found out that there was no Santa.
Wow. We should probably preface this one by saying don't let kids listen to it. Too late now.
Oh, man.
Too late now.
Oh, man.
Oops. But we're also reading Reddit stories, so kids shouldn't be listening to this episode during Christmas.
Think about it.
Honestly, Christmas time is for the adults now on our podcast, so
For sure.
for sure.
For sure.
Don't be sharing them. Don't be that's a super long one. I don't think I'm ready for it yet. I don't think you're ready for it yet. I don't think you're ready for it yet.
Let's get through all the. Let's get through all the short
really
ones.
bad one.
I have a short one.
I got the bad one.
I have short ones.
You know the one I'm talking about? The one I was like, shit.
Uh-huh.
All right. It's a short one. This is from r/Ask Reddit. So it's share your crappy Christmas stories. From 13 years ago.
Okay.
My favorite crappy Christmas story of all time was when my ex had been on an oil painting course. So I'd bought her all the gear for Christmas. Easel, oil paints, brushes, everything. And that shit ain't cheap either.
Uh-huh.
I bought it over several months and got her the best of everything. A brilliant present. Or so I thought.
Dun, dun, dun.
Cut to Christmas Day and the big present opening. She opens all the stuff and bursts into tears, runs out of our apartment and gets in the car and drives off, nearly crashing the car into the neighbor's wall. It took me 8 hours to track her down and find out what the fuck just happened. Turns out she hadn't been on an oil painting course at all. She'd been sleeping with some married guy every Wednesday in a hotel down the road. Merry effing Christmas, me.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie. What a way to find out.
Oopsie daisy.
Someone commented and said, "What'd you do with all the art supplies?" And they said, "Threw them out in a fit of rage. It wasn't a particularly happy day." And then they commented back and said, "Well, I'm glad to hear you moved on with your life and seem to have a good attitude about it now." And the OP said, "You have to."
Ouch.
And then someone said, "She can take classes still and paint the scene."
Wow.
Yeah. So that one was pretty crazy.
Oof.
Yeah. And art supplies are definitely not cheap. I can't. Yeah. What a story.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm taking art classes.
For weeks.
Oh,
she must be taking it seriously.
Yeah, really getting into it.
She must really like it.
The next Bob Ross over here. Barbara Ross.
I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
Let's buy her everything she needs.
Everything for the oil painting that she's really into.
That she loves.
Oh my gosh.
She is never late.
No, she's always on time.
She's gone for hours.
She's gone for hours, so it must be a really great class.
Oh, she comes back really tired.
So she's learning
ready to
a
go
lot.
to bed. Her
I didn't realize
fingers hurt from painting so much.
I didn't realize how sweaty you get painting. Sometimes crazy. She must get paint on her clothes because she comes back in another shirt,
in a different shirt, or
one time, just forgot her bra.
And her other shirt, her other clothes that she was wearing that she left.
Definitely don't smell like another dude.
They go straight into the washer as soon as she gets home.
Yeah, straight
They got to get washed immediately.
Get the paint off of them.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's crazy. Jeez. And the craziest part, I haven't seen a single fucking painting.
She leaves them at the studio, obviously.
Yeah, they have the wall.
They're actually so good. The instructor insists.
Yeah, they stay there.
That they keep them.
It's like advertising. Like, this is the stuff we teach.
This is the stuff you can learn.
Yeah, this is what you come here for. Is this?
And now she can do it at home.
Now she can do it at home, and you can see them finally because they're that good.
We are not making fun of you if you're listening to this at all.
Oh, there was another comment where the OP said that it's been so long that it's kind of funny now.
Yeah.
Also, that post was 13 years ago.
Yeah,
so
if anyone come across this story, we're not making fun of you, but it's
but it's pretty fucked.
it's fun to talk about. Anyway, that was fun. So let's move on to the next one. This one is sad.
Oh no, we need a sad one after that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like sad.
Yeah.
All right. It's not sad.
It's not sad, but it's sad.
just like sad.
Like
that this happened.
Like that kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, get into it.
All right. This is from Senior Puddin'.
Senor Pudding.
This was 1 year ago.
Oh, recent.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, 353 days ago.
Not even a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So, my birthday is 7 days after Christmas. For Christmas, I was given a card. Taped inside were 10 quarters.
Wow.
All it said was Grandma. No Merry Christmas. No love, Grandma. And 7 days later, for my 18th birthday, I received another card from my grandmother.
More money.
In fact, it was the same card, obviously part of a box of 20 or so.
Oof.
Inside, 10 more quarters. A total given to me for Christmas and my birthday, $5 in quarters.
Ouch.
Fine. She's elderly, I think. Maybe she can't afford to get lavish gifts. Nope. My little sister got a Barbie dream house for Christmas. My 5-year-old cousin got a brand new PS2. This was the Christmas they came out. In parentheses, this was the Christmas they came out. In parentheses. Nope, I was shafted. Then to add more insult to injury, when my cousin broke that PS2 by pouring a juice box into it and shoving a cookie in the disc reader, she bought him a new one for his birthday in February.
Wow.
February.
Wow.
Yeah. I have a story about that, but I will tell you off podcast.
Oh, okay. Suckers.
Suckers, if I remember to say it.
We always tell each other, hey, when we're done, I gotta show you
something to tell you.
And then it never happens. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh,
$5 in quarters.
I wish I knew how old the sibling or the cousin was. A sibling and cousin. Wish I knew how old they were. It sounds like young. Like,
yeah.
Who's?
Why would you buy a PS2 for someone who would shove a cookie in it?
Yeah. But my thing is, I do feel like, especially with like grandparents and like extended family, the older you get, the presents go down in like cost,
which is fine.
Which is normal, but fine.
An 18-year-old would love a PS2.
Oh, hell yeah, that'd be awesome gift.
Yeah,
but like, I'm not sitting here saying like they become shitty gifts. Like, I think you get older, your tastes change. You usually need more expensive things. Like,
also, I don't mean to intervene, but like when you get older, either the gifts become less and more expensive, right? Like one really expensive gift, or just like a couple things that you need, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
It's not really like a.
There was like it reminds me. There was one Christmas and I was really bummed about it. But looking back on it, I didn't need to be bummed about it. It was a great Christmas. But like I got pots and pans and towels and stuff, and it was when we first lived together.
Yeah.
And I got like plates. And like I was like, nothing fun.
Yeah.
But then looking back at it now, like
that would be an awesome.
Towels are expensive.
Yeah.
Pots and pans, even more expensive.
Yeah.
Like I had to buy my own plates in the last couple years, like a whole set of plates, little plates, bowls. I was like, $85, and they're not even great quality. You know, like they're good. They do the job. They hold the food off the table. But like, it's 4 plates, 4 little plates, and 4 bowls. It was $80.
Crazy.
And that was on sale.
Yeah, I bought mine at Costco. They have some really nice plates.
Yeah, the ones you have are pretty cool. I like them.
And they're from Costco.
Nice.
Yeah.
The ones my dad has, even cooler. They're probably also from Costco.
Sorry.
Yeah, get it together, dude.
Jesus Christ.
You don't even know what I'm talking about. You haven't seen his plates. No, but anytime I go to my dad's, I'm like, I'm going to steal them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start
cool
taking
plate.
them. I'm going to take them.
Just start putting them in your car.
Yeah.
Just one by one.
Yeah. But also, it's like you said, you start getting older, the presents either become one big thing or things you need.
Yeah.
Especially as an 18-year-old, I feel like the birthday thing sucks that your birthday's so close. Because it kind of, you're going to get good gifts for one and bad gifts for the other, most likely, you know, especially as you get older. But as an 18-year-old, you're, especially grandparents, they're expecting that we're working.
Well, like my mom even was like, hey, I feel really bad, but I only got you like, you know, this many presents. I'm like, I'm 32 and a half.
Yeah.
It's all gravy, baby. I didn't say that to my mom,
but I asked my family, who all asked what I wanted for Christmas, and I just said I would like help in buying a new laptop. And someone already sent like money that to that fund that I spent on bills.
Yeah.
So it's like that just means later on I'm just gonna have to move money across like all the different channels, right? But I didn't ask for toys or like fun things. And like sometimes I get surprised. Like I get a Lego set almost every year from my mom.
Yeah.
And then something big, you know, like a cheap Lego set and then something big. Or help for a bill or whatever. My favorite gift in the last 10 years is someone paid my rent for Christmas. Or like paid the internet bill or something. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like, you want to pay my car payment for Christmas?
Stop it.
Merry friggin' Christmas.
Cry.
Merry friggin' Christmas.
I'm gonna cry. I'm not crying.
But yeah, I think that generation too, like I said, grandparents, they're like, you're 18, you have a job.
Yeah.
But was it $5 in quarters?
$5 in quarters.
That sucks. It honestly sucks. Like there's no coming back. Grandma. Quarters. 10 of them.
Don't spend it all in one place.
I might have to.
You can't even spend quarters like that nowadays. Although this is when the PS2 came out, so maybe there was like gumball machines.
Yeah, I mean, in today's money, that $10 is probably closer to like $100.
Go buy a bag of Cheetos.
You could buy multiple bags of Cheetos.
Cheetos and a Thirst Buster.
Yeah, dude.
Sounds like a pretty good gift to me.
That just reminds me of the amount of times that we would just like have a handful of quarters and walk to Circle K.
I don't know how I wasn't super fat. You know what I mean? Like it was probably like the 7 days of karate for me. Yeah. But we'd go to Circle K, and every time I get a bag of hot Cheetos, a bag of, at the time they had a habanero Doritos, which are discontinued, by the way, and Tabasco Slim Jim, and a Thirst Buster, or some sort of energy drink or soda, whatever,
fizzy caffeinated.
Every time, I would have those 4 items in one sitting.
Yeah.
Remember, we used to walk out and like sit on the wall right next to the Circle K,
right,
and just eat our snacks and just chat. And
yeah.
Sometimes I think about that, and I'm like, what did we ever used to talk about? You know,
we spent every minute of the day together for long periods of time.
It's like, what did we talk about? Like, just chilling.
I'm gonna guess the top 3 things we talked about. Are you ready? Movies. School.
Making movies.
Well, yeah, that's wrapped into it. Like movies we were watching, movies we were trying to make, whatever. School bullshit. about how stupid classes were.
Or girls. Girls.
That was the third one on my list. Was girls.
Girls, girls, girls.
That song constantly playing because that's all we fucking talked about was girls.
Girls, girls, girls.
Especially in the fort. You know the one I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know how we hung out in that shit. I wouldn't do it now.
Are you talking about like the tarped one?
Yeah, the one in our friend's backyard.
Yeah, it was like a tarp.
And it was made out of pallets.
A bunch of stuff just shoved in it.
And you had to crawl through weird ways. And we slept in that thing so many times.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I wouldn't do it now. I wouldn't do it now. I would do it now.
All right.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a blast from the past.
Yeah, we're gonna have to build that. Anyways, let's get back on topic here.
A short one. Do another short one.
I don't know if I have another short one.
You gotta.
Okay. Here goes. Mm-hmm. This is from Deleted 13 years ago. When I was a teenager, my dad made us listen to the entire book of Job one day on Christmas. It's from the Bible. Mm-hmm. He has this monotone Bible reading style, and it puts us to sleep always. And it put us to sleep always as kids, which would infuriate him. So he'd jab us hard with his finger or whatever he'd have in his hand. Now, keep in mind, we had a family business in a mall at the time, so we'd worked many hours in the days leading up to Christmas, and we were exhausted from that. Depressed after another shitty haul of Christmas gifts and sick of listening to him rant. Oh, and have you ever read the book of Job all the way through? It's effing depressing, especially on Christmas. We had to sit and listen to all 40 chapters, drifting off to sleep every half hour and being jabbed awake by a calloused finger to the neck. Then he had to fit that my mom's roasted chicken was too dry. He had a fit. My bad. He had a fit that my mom's roasted chicken was too dry. So he tore it all up before she could bring it to the table, mixed all the dark and white meat together in chunks in the pan drippings, and banged it down on the table, insisting that he'd saved Christmas dinner. My mom spent the rest of Christmas in her bedroom in tears. The only comment is, ouch.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't want to read that.
Yeah, no, for real.
I mean, if the kids were into it, then whatever, right? But being forced to read the Bible on Christmas and then forced to stay awake.
Yeah. I'm trying to Google what the Book of Job is.
Uh-huh.
And it's a famous tale which shows how devotion to God can sustain a person through any adversity. The character of Job from the Bible is now virtually synonymous with suffering.
So it's not even the Bible.
The focus of a wager between God and Satan as to how much someone can suffer and still remain loyal to God. No, it's from the Book of Job. It's in the Bible.
I see.
Yeah. So
shows how much I know.
How much someone can suffer and still remain loyal to God as a wager between Satan and God. That does sound depressing.
On Christmas?
On Christmas?
On Christmas?
On Christmas?
On Christmas?
On Christmas? Yeah, honestly, sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Just the worst. All I would really have left now is my long one.
Okay, so let me read two.
Go for it.
And there's two short.
I'm going to take a nap right in this corner.
There's a medium one.
The camera's going to pan to him.
And then a short one.
Okay.
And then I have one more. They're all fairly short. Alrighty then. This one's from Diego Jones 4.
Nice to meet you, Diego.
353 days ago.
It's recent.
Background, because a lot of this isn't relatable now. In 1985, no cell phones, ATMs were just coming out. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the 6-hour drive to my parents' house around 2 a.m. My clutch burns out. I grab some supplies and bundle and bundle up. It was in the 20s.
That's cold.
That's cold. I walk about 10 miles into town. There was a convenience store open, and thank God there was an old farmer there.
Mm-hmm.
We jump in his truck to drive to my car, hook up the chains, and he tows my car to the auto shop.
Nice.
The problem is, then I'm homeless for the next several days because the hotel wouldn't take out-of-town checks.
Oof.
I just wandered around, slept near the grocery incinerator when they were burning boxes, would dig a trench and build a fire to heat up the soil for a bit to sleep in. One time, a clerk let me sleep in the game room of the convenience store. After 3 days, the part came in, car got fixed, and I continued my journey.
Wow.
He says, terrible? Yeah. Funny? Absolutely. Tragic? Nah. Absurd? I think so. Unpredictable? To a dumb 18-year-old? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he was 18 at the time.
I mean, I think me at 18, I wouldn't have come up with any of that shit. But
to,
also,
like, heat up
yeah,
the soil.
like where to sleep.
I would have
warm.
like asked if I could sleep in my car in the garage.
Yeah, that seems like the more logical thing. But also, this was, you said, in the 80s?
Yeah.
No cell phones, no nothing like that. The fact that a town wouldn't take checks, out of town checks,
Yeah.
shocking.
Also,
you left without any cash.
but it's also 20 degrees outside, and why would they deny you like that?
It's a different time. It's a different place,
They're
mental.
like, too bad. Oh, my car's broke. I don't have anywhere to stay.
Sucks. Die.
Yeah.
Hey, you see the pile of snow over there?
Hey, you see the
That's your
trash
home
can
now.
in the back that's on fire?
Yeah, go jump in it, dick.
Yeah, pretty sad.
But they survived.
They survived.
This 6-hour trip became a 3-day long trip.
4-day, probably.
Probably. What a way
Yeah.
to skip Christmas. If you didn't want to go to your parents, you could have just told them you didn't want to
Yeah,
go.
you could have just not gone.
You didn't have to break your clutch.
Let's get into the next one so
Go
we
for it.
can get to your long story.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Oh, what
What?
the fuck voice was that?
All right. Okay, this one's really short.
Okay.
From Homer Flanders.
Okay. 365
353 days ago.
53. That's what I said.
Mine is the year my uncle was showing off his new Mustang, doing donuts and burnouts.
Dummy. Dummy.
Got out of control and drove his new car through my aunt's garage
Oh my god.
and partway into the house.
Oh my god.
Oof.
Oof. Big oof.
That's it. That's the whole story right there.
Hey, check out my new Stang.
I'll bring it in for you.
Just straight through the garage door. Oh my gosh.
And if you want, Brendan, I can read one more that's pretty, so that your long one can be the last one.
Okay, if you want, yeah, go for it.
But is that what you want?
Go for it.
Oh, this one's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, this is from Stiff Neck Lady.
Like from The Haunting of Hill House?
Sure.
Right? That's this. Oh, that's the bent neck lady.
I haven't actually. I haven't seen that.
Oh, continue then.
Like the one that's like the second season of
The first-
Bly Manor. Or whatever.
First season.
First season.
Is that Blind Manor? I thought that was Hill House.
I don't know. I haven't watched any of them.
Okay, read your story.
Stiff Neck Lady. 1 year ago. All right. During the 80s, the family had a Christmas party which ended late in the wee hours of the morning.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, with her cousin, were taking the trash out outside before they sleep and saw that their neighbor across the house was sitting by the gutters and smiling at them. She waved high at the girl. She waved high and the girl smiled back and waved back. Then her cousin shook her head and said, "That's not neighbor's name." It says neighbor's name.
Mm-hmm.
She then realized that their neighbor had shoulder-length hair, and this girl in front of them has long ankle-length hair.
That's
and
some
is
long
wearing
hair.
a long white sleeping gown.
Mm-hmm.
They both started screaming and ran back inside the house. The next morning, they learned that their neighbors weren't home and spending Christmas in the province. Not sure if it was really a ghost, but here in the Philippines, it would be so uncomfortable wearing a long sleeping gown since we're in a tropical country.
Yeah.
So this girl with ankle-length hair and a sleeping gown was just smiling and waving.
That's kind of spooky.
Hello.
Is that the voice you're going with?
Hello.
Why don't you come and have some
All
cookies?
right.
All right.
I can do that.
It
Would
was
you
just
like
the
to
ghost
read
of
the next
Christmas
story?
future, dude.
Huh?
The ghosts of Christmas yet to come.
Heck yeah.
Um,
Get into that long story, Brendan.
the long story from _Bo_Nanners_ from 3 years ago.
Bo Nanners.
Bo Nanners.
What about Hugh Johnson?
It wasn't funny at the time, but now it's hilarious and will forever be known as the Christmas surprise.
Okay.
So let me set up the stage real quick. My family always goes to Christmas Eve Mass. Then we come home and we exchange our Secret Santa gifts between siblings. It's a tradition at this point, and there were a lot of us. My 2 sisters, my brother, my parents, my grandparents, and my sister's fiance, and the OP. That's quite a bit of people. So we were in multiple cars. Mass had ended, and I left with my oldest sister and her fiance to go back home. The others were several minutes behind us. Another important thing, we had 2 small dogs that we had put in small cages when we leave the house. So my sister, her fiance, and I get back home, and as soon as we walk in the door, we were just bombarded with the smell of hot diarrhea.
Ugh.
It was so pungent that my eyes were watering. Definitely in my top 10 worst things I've ever smelled. I have no idea how long that diarrhea was just sitting there. It was long enough that the entire house smelled like shit. It felt like we were choking on it, and I could basically taste it. So, my sister, her fiance, and I are just yelling and freaking out at the smell. The house alarm is going off. The dogs are barking to be let out of their cages like they always do when we come home. So I go over to their cages, and obviously the smell is getting so much worse the closer I get. I let the Chihuahua Terrier out of his cage because he was clean. The Chihuahua, on the other hand, well, he didn't just poop in his cage. He had full-blown diarrhea explosion. His doggy bed was soaked with poop, and he had leaked out onto the hardwood floors, and it had exploded out onto the walls. The small white Chihuahua had practically rolled in it. He's sopping wet, and all his fur is stained brown. So he's sitting there barking at me and wiggling like crazy, flinging shit everywhere because he wants to be let out of his cage. And I'm just sitting there in my dress and heels trying not to throw up and trying to figure out how I can let him out of the cage without letting him drag liquid shit all over the house and furniture. My sister finally goes to the back door and starts to yell, "Potty? You gotta go potty?" Since that's our dog's cue to go outside. Luckily, the little poo mop went straight for Luckily, the little poo mop went straight out the door so he didn't drag shit all over the place. There were just a few drops in a straight trail to the back door, so it could have been much worse. But the cage, the floor, and the wall are still a fucking mess. If you've ever seen the scene from Bad Grandpa where he sharts on the wall, you can picture exactly what kind of mess I'm staring at.
Oh my God.
Except this one wasn't a prank. It was actual shit. All over the walls. And I'm the one who has to clean it up. I'm the one who loves animals so much that I want to work as a vet, so naturally I get stuck to do all the gross pet jobs for practice. Also because I'm the only one besides my mom who doesn't freak out and vomit when up close and personal with dog shit or other nasty stuff. Anyways, the first thing I did was toss the entire dog bed. I think that's safe to say. You tossed the bed. It was completely soaked.
Good idea.
And not even worth trying to save. I also threw away his food bowl and his water dish into an empty grocery bag to clean later because, of course, those were covered in shit too. Then I had to use an entire paper towel roll to sop up the hardwood floor and the cage floor. And don't forget, I'm doing all this with my bare fucking hands since I couldn't find any rubber gloves. I had to drag the cage away from the wall so I get close enough to clean it. But in my haste to get everything cleaned up, I forgot that liquid shit could spread underneath the cage. So of course, I just spread shit even farther along the floor. I'm not really sure how I would have been able to avoid doing that, but whatever. So my sister's fiance quickly carries the cage outside so it can be hosed off, and that makes more shit drop on the floor between the cages and the back door. I'm still focused on cleaning up the fucking epicenter of this disaster. So my sister cleaned up the floor trail where it had dripped, and we finally got the shit on the wood floor completely wiped and disinfected with Clorox wipes. So I could get closer to the wall without putting my heels or, God forbid, my bare feet into diarrhea. Then I started wiping off the walls. Surprisingly, it didn't stain or tint the white paint. So at least there's that. There's still a little bit more. You're right. At this point, I've been cleaning up shit for a solid 10 to 15 minutes. By the time I'm just finishing up cleaning and disinfecting the wall, the rest of our family finally got home. And of course, when they walked in the door, they also started freaking about the smell permeating the air. It hadn't cleared up at all in the time I've been cleaning, and if anything, the smell got worse because I was spreading it all around. So they're all asking what the hell happened, and in the meantime, the poor dogs are still outside barking because they want to be let in. We couldn't exactly let them in either since one of them is still soaked in diarrhea. Luckily, I didn't have to be the one to bathe the poop dog, since everyone agreed that I'd done much more than my fair share of cleaning up the mess. My mom had to go outside and pick him up with an old bath towel, carry him straight to the tub, and spent 5 minutes furiously scrubbing my hands with soap because, again, I cleaned it up with my bare hands. But I was also lucky that none of it got onto my dress or my heels. So yeah, that's the story of the infamous 2015 Christmas surprise.
I must have missed it. Was it her dog? Or just a family?
The family dogs.
Family dog. Okay.
And then the one comment says, the Christmas part of the story is that it was a Chihuahua, like Christmas Miracle. Because I have a same story, except it wasn't Christmas, and the source was a Great Dane. And then Bo comments back saying, that must have been a big shit. My condolences. But yeah, what a shitty Christmas, huh?
Hey.
This is what you come here for. These bangers.
Shitty Christmas.
Shitty Christmas.
Ugh.
Yeah, that one sounds pretty horrid. Luckily, it was a Chihuahua. Could have been a lot worse.
I probably would have thrown up.
I probably would have thrown the dog. I mean,
throw the dog.
Throw the dog. The poo mop.
Can't throw the
poo mop.
The poo mop.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Do you have any other crazy Christmas stories, or just the one you're going to tell me when we end the podcast?
Yeah.
I'm reminding you.
Yeah, I think what I'm thinking about was Christmas.
Yeah.
And so I do have to tell
you. Have to tell me. But I think that's going to wrap up this episode of crazy, disgusting, wild Christmas Reddit stories.
Don't forget creepy.
Don't forget creepy. A little bit of creepy. A little bit of Christmas.
Just
a lot bit of poop.
Of poop. A little splash of everything.
Poop. A little splash of poop. Yeah, we finished off on a poop story.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it sounds like a shitty way to go. Anyways, let's remind the people about the things they need to do for the shirt giveaway.
The t-shirt giveaway.
T-shirt
giveaway.
It's on shit's on the brain, dude.
By the way, I don't think we should do it on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think we should do it next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah, like announce the winner next Friday when the live episode will be out.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
No.
Are we going to record the live episode and put it out as an episode?
Probably.
Okay, so once that video is posted, that's the day we're going to announce the winners.
Okay.
We got to give them a week, not a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We're going to figure it out. There'll be a post about it.
But don't forget, when you see our posts about the t-shirt giveaway, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube.
This is the video for YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube, this counts as the post.
Yeah.
This counts.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You're going to if you want to enter
if you want to be a part
if you want to enter, you will. How am I going to say this without? You're going to do this.
What you're going to want to do.
What you want to do to enter is follow or subscribe.
To be entered into the giveaway
is to follow or subscribe and leave a comment that states "Jingle our bells."
Because it's funny. That's why.
You're going to do this.
You're going to do it. Yeah, but other than that, make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok, not only for the giveaway, but for any of the content we put out. You can find us at
BJ in the morning _
And if you're not watching on YouTube and you want to watch on YouTube so you can see our cool shirts, the cool set, on YouTube you can find us at
BJ in the Morning Podcast.
And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, leave a review. Let people know that you're listening. Leave a 5-star if you're feeling it. We'll even take 4 stars. Don't you dare give us anything less. I'm just kidding. You do what you want, whatever you're feeling.
Do what you gotta do.
Share us out to your friends and family. Help us get some more followers for Christmas. That'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
Is there anything else we need to share?
We forgot to share the back of the shirts.
Of these shirts?
Yeah.
Shit. Do you want to show them?
Should we?
Yeah, because this shirt has a back design. It's not just the wreath logo on the front.
Kind of close to the table. I can't really.
It's the white screen's coming in.
Oh,
there it is.
It's fading to white.
Yeah, it's fading to white.
Is the exit music gonna start playing soon?
Sometimes I put it in there. It would already be playing if it was in there.
Oh, it'd be.
Oh, playing. It's showing them videos to watch, recommended videos to watch now.
Recommended videos. Oh, man.
Sorry, guys. We'll show you the back of the shirt later, I guess.
Bye.